Okay, good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
So you know the rules, right? You need to submit weekend notes every week. And just take a photo of your notes. Write the notes in your notes, okay? Then take a photo and you need to submit every week. Weekend notes. Yeah. Then see, you need to be regular with your classes because I'll finish syllabus very quick. Okay, so be regular with the classes and we check your names now. So who is Adela?
Present.
Your Adela. Then Maya?
Absent.
Maya absent. Okay, Karam? Absent. Are they regular students? Are they coming regularly?
So not yet, but in previous semester they were regular.
They used to come out there. And Dorcas?
Absent.
Absent. Then Vinay?
Vinay.
Students. Sayed?
Yes, sir.
He was Sayed. Okay. Then Neelakshi? Neelakshi. Right? Yeah. Then Priya? Karima?
Absent.
Absent. Then Alvo? How to pronounce it? Alvo?
Aloysius. Yes, sir.
Aloysius. Okay. Then Sandeep? Okay. Then Marabello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then Ashley? Okay, good. Alright. So today I'll discuss a small story that will be really interesting. Then we will start the class. So can you switch off these lights? Okay. Yeah. Oh. Alright. So the story begins like this. Actually, it's a story about a woman, Rosalind Franklin, some of you know. Actually, I'm discussing in detail about her. Actually, I have taken this in a national conference and I got a prize for this. Anyway, so I want to discuss about this one. So there is something very unique about planet Earth. So can you tell me what is that unique thing? Do you know?
Life.
Life. So it has life, right? So the presence of life makes planet Earth unique from other planets. Even though all planets have same chemical composition, if you know the fact. Even Mars also has same soil, same oxygen, everything. But how life is possible on this particular planet? So what makes life possible? Any guesses how life is possible?
The presence of atmosphere.
The presence of atmosphere. Even other planets also have atmosphere, if you know.
Like presence of oxygen and other gas.
Even oxygen, everything. See, I want to tell you a grand scale picture of solar system. So there is a protostar and this star blasted and that blasted material become future planets, in a nutshell. So all planets have same composition. Then how life came on planet Earth? Why not on other planets? What made life possible on planet Earth? Yeah, that is my simple question.
There are many things like
There are many things.
the presence of water.
Presence of water, you know, in Titan, Saturn's moon, there is a huge abundance of water there. So water is there everywhere. Presence of gravity. Gravity present in one or other form in all planets. That's why humans landed on moon, because there's a gravity. Yeah. Then any other guesses? Now it's interesting.
The perfect distance from the sun.
Perfect distance. So you're saying Goldilocks orbit where so that perfect distance. Even Mars was in the Goldilocks zone. Yeah. We can survive on Mars. And then what makes life possible? See, then I might tell you some examples then. Listen, we can only lit the fire on planet Earth and that's not possible on other planets. So we can able to fire, the burning can happen only on planet Earth. Wood can burn in planet Earth because there is right amount of oxygen, nitrogen, gravity and moisture, everything. If you try this in other planets, that might not happen. And water is in water state, liquid state, only on planet Earth. And on other planets, either it is in ice form or severe vapor form, in case of Venus because there's a huge global warming going on there. Anyway, so that is not my question. What I was trying to say is the chemical composition present everywhere on all planets, but the thing that is made life possible because in the presence of DNA actually. So DNA is also a bunch of molecules, bunch of atoms, and these atoms present everywhere. But we need those atoms to be arranged in such a way that it can able to sustain its structure. So that is all about the DNA. See, I don't know how I need to tell about DNA. Listen, some interesting facts about DNA are, you just follow DNA for a while. Just imagine an egg. Okay, so this is an egg. Okay, imagine a concept. So now I want to tell you a statement that there is no so-called death. There is no death on planet Earth. Will you agree with me?
No,
So there is a death, right? So, but what I believe is there is no death to the information. I just want to tell you in a sense of computers. Just imagine. So I need to play a song. Maybe Michael Jackson beat it, the song. So my computer was repaired. I got some problem with my computer. Did my song die? I can take a piece of information, I can copy in another computer. So and so on, I can copy until there are information available. Even the computer died, the information present in another computers, right? So there is no death to the information. This is my analogy. There is no death to the information, right? So what I want to say here was, an egg to make another egg, an egg want to make another egg, and we know egg is a stupid, it will fall down and it will crack and there is no use of egg. But egg was so smart that egg want to make another egg and it is utilizing a temporary tool, a temporary computer. Okay, a CD making another CD or memory card making another memory card. For that making another memory card, it's just using a discarding tool. It will utilize the tool, it will copy itself and it will discard it. It won't care. Right? That is a chicken. Right? So chicken became a temporary vehicle to transfer the, it utilized the chicken to make an egg again. So the information is alive and again it will go on. So there is no death properly, from the point of view of information there is no death. And then in such a way, then all our ancestors are still alive in our genes. We are the living example of our past genes. When I say past genes, our ancestors. So at the end of the day, information matters. The genes are matters. The genes propagation matters. Whether we are able to replicate them or not. So we all are temporary survival measures. Right? So this is a very interesting way of understanding evolution. So this DNA came up with many robots to make another DNA. Some robots are walking, some robots are swimming, some robots are crawling, some robots are flying. At the end of the day, they are making, they are trying to make another gene. We all are puppets to our genes. That is what I want to tell. Then there are some very vague concepts in evolution, such as if that is the reason, if gene want to make another gene, why there is this so-called what is U socialization? U means true, pseudo means false. Opposite to pseudo is U. If you see the ant colony, some ants are desperately ready to die. They are soldier ants. They will die themselves to protect their entire colony. Have you seen? Why? Just let us understand the ant point of view. Why the ant genes are not facilitating the ant to make another baby? Why those genes are trying to kill themselves? The concept of gene is to make another replication, but if you see an ant, the soldier ant, it is surrendering itself, it's killing itself just for what benefit? What's going on in that ant genes? Can you guess what's going on there? Yeah. See, what I understood was very interesting. We are seeing ant as an individual animal, an individual organism. But you know, the entire colony working as a single organism. You understood what I said? The entire ant colony working as a single organism. Just like the way the individual cells are dying inside our body each and every second. You know why they are dying? To keep the entire colony alive, the entire system alive. So it's the part of the genes where it is, you know, it is programmed in such a way that some cells might be died. So here the cell became an entire animal, that is the ant. So here the entire survival of the colony matters. For that they are sacrificing some of their genes. So that is really interesting if you are seeing these things. And if that is the case, you know, male cats, if a mother gave a 4 or 5 kittens, small cats, if another male came, the male started attacking these babies. Have you seen this among cats, right? The kittens will be attacked by other male cat if it is not the father. You know, yeah, because they say psychological behavior among the animals that if they are their own kin, even though they are same species, they can't tolerate the other person's genes. They want their genes to be propagated and they are ready to kill the same species. Yeah, that is another interesting thing. And third interesting, we thought that can be able to pass on the knowledge, the psychological knowledge we have from one person to another person, I mean to our children. If I am smart, can my child become a smart guy?
Yes.
Information cannot be, you know, can he start a medical technology tutor or a faculty here? He can't. So information cannot be passed on to next generation. And I said psychological information. Then if that is the case, have you seen some behaviors in animals? There is a cow, it just gave birth to a calf. And within 2 to 3 hours, calves start running here and there. You know that fact? Many animals will run eventually in a matter of hours. How they came to know walking and play? Damn humans, they need at least 1.5 years to stand right. How these animals came to know how to walk? It's something that will be learned through experience, right? Without experience, how they are doing this? How is it possible? And again, there are genes. Now, we should not see walking as a learning. In some animals, walking is a reflex, a survival instinct, a reflex. Just like if I am trying to hit you, you will close your eyes. So similarly, the animals will start walking. If they are not walking, they will die. They will be eliminated from this game, the game of evolution. So, yeah, there are very interesting such facts. All these are possible because of something called genes. So, what is the difference between a DNA and a gene? What is the difference between a DNA and a gene? Yes? Any idea? What is DNA? What is gene? Yes? I will give you a simple statement. All genes are DNA, but all DNA is not genes. Okay. Listen. We have a 10 meters of DNA. Out of 10 meters of DNA, only 2 to 3 regions of the DNA has something that is beneficial for next generation. That maybe in this 10 meters, there are 2 regions where they are coding links. So only these 2 link genes, they are genes. The place of the DNA where there is a information that will be beneficial for coding something, that piece of information can be stated as a gene. Or we can also give another definition, something that will be inherited from from parents to children. For their phenotypic expression can be stated as a gene. Genes are something that will give phenotypic expression or a protein expression in the offspring is called as a gene. Since I started this one, then why there is this, if you know one fact, out of 100% of DNA, only 3% of DNA is functional and 97% is useless DNA. If that is useless, why we are carrying that DNA with us? Any guesses? Why we are carrying 97% of useless junk DNA in our pool, in our gene pool? Any guesses? I will give you one best example. If you know the theory of evolution, everything is connected with evolutionary theory actually. What are the first organisms came on planet Earth? They are prokaryotes, single cells, and they are living in the ocean, right? Fishes. Then some of the fishes become amphibians, some of them became reptiles, some of them became mammals. Reptiles become dinosaurs, this trap, and mammals become, milk-giving animals. So eventually there are mammals, there are monkeys, and this happened. Now see, we all have the same gene. The same gene evolved. It started, it became complicated. These animals are all carrying the lengthy previous, 3 billion years of genes or 3 billion years of DNA from their back. It's not something that they created something new. They are all having previous gene modifications. In that sense, what I want to tell was, I will give you a statement that we are aquatic creatures. We can live in water. How many of you will agree with that? We all are aquatic creatures. We are not aquatic creatures, right? What is the characteristic feature of aquatic creature? It can survive in water, right? Can we able to survive in water? We can't, right? Then you are all wrong. We are aquatic creatures. Shall I give you an example? Is it possible for us to survive for 9 months in the water? It's not possible, right? It has done. We achieved that phase of the life. How the dam, when 9 months in the mother, in the amniotic fluid, we survived without functional lungs, without functional air molecules, but it's a pure aquatic environment. What genes we carried to achieve that task? We had some supernatural genes, right? They are not supernatural because at those times, the aquatic genes, our ancestral genes are activated. Just like the gills of the fishes, they understood, the tissues are behaving in such a way that tissues are, doing osmosis, oxygen, exchange via placenta of mother. So all these things possible because of evolution. 9 months pregnancy in the mothers, in the mammals, is a pure proof that 4.5 billion years of evolution has happened. It's the living proof because those genes are getting activated. See, these are something very interesting to know. So all these things will be studied in molecular biology. Then let us see the story of Rosalind Franklin. So I just want to tell genes are best. So genes can be stated as the base of life, right? 1 second. So life is possible because of genes. Then you have visited a few classes previously. So these are the multiple generation of scientists that worked on understanding the evolution, the puzzle of evolution. It all started with Mendel's experiments on pea plants. Then everyone started working. So Mendel worked on this. Interestingly, see, Mendel was also a second generation scientist. Previous generation scientists, before understanding genes, we understood evolution. Darwin is the last generation of scientists to make evolutionary theory a celebrity across the world. So Darwin population is on species. Before Darwin, there were many people who were trying to understand what is life. They came with biogenesis theory, abiogenesis theory, this all microbiologists. They are trying to work on this problem, how life is possible. So it took some time for them. Then came the mental given the pre-planted treatment indicating that there is something that is inherited from parents to offspring. Then, so we have another people. So what Griffith did? There is a scientist Griffith. What is the experiment conducted by Griffith to prove the transfer of DNA? Yes?
He proved the principle of transformation. That's
Very good. He proved the principle of transformation. How he did it? What is the Griffith's experiment?
that the virulence factor from smooth.
The virulence factor. He took a smooth staphylococcus, then he took non-virulent rough and he killed it and he clubbed them. Somehow the dead genes transferred into the non-virulent, converting non-virulent to a virulent strain, indicating something passing on, transferring between dead to alive. Maybe some genes are transferring, you don't know. Then came the next generation scientist, who is Hershey Chase.
He's the 1944.
1944.
Hershey.
What every day. So they have quoted radioisotopes to
He excluded.
Every took the 5 biomolecules, lipids, carbohydrates, and nucleic acids, and he concluded that it is the nucleic acids that are responsible for gene transfer.
Yes.
So he pinpointed nucleic acids. Then every want to differentiate whether it is the proteins or nucleic acids, because even in nucleic acids there are some proteins. So he want to broadly categorize what's exactly happening. He took a bacteriophage, protein coated isotope, nuclear coated isotope, and he concluded that it is the the DNA that is transferred to the offspring. Then what happened? What is this Chargraph rule? What Chargraph said? What Chargraph said? Yeah. Yes, Miss Adele.
Ashley.
Yes.
Adenine will bind to thymine and cytosine will bind to guanine, and their ratios are
Yeah. So the A equal to T, G equal to C. AB is binded with 2 bonds, double bonded. GC binded with triple bond. So that is what Chargraph said. Then came our Hershey disorder. Then in the history we know that something is really missing. Then we came to know the discovery of DNA, and there are 2 prominent scientists who are named Watson and Crick. But we don't know the original person, and that is today's story. Yeah. So let us see what happened in this. So there is a huge betrayal with Watson and Crick, and let us see the story of them. So whenever we are saying who discovered DNA, this is the celebrity people. They have published this photo in all media outlets on the front page of newspapers. Watson and Crick discovered the DNA. So, but they are not the first, as we know. So there is one lady. She is Rosalind Franklin, who is also said as the dark lady in the story of DNA. So what happened to this one is, so Rosalind Franklin. So there is this person called Maurice Wilkinson. He is working on X-ray crystallography procedures, and actually you are new people. I just want to tell them. So in previous 100 years ago, women was not meant to study science. So they thought that women are useless, they are only for a home, taking care of children, doing kitchen work, but not for science. So in those times, Rosalind Franklin studied physics, and that too crystallography, that is very toughest subject, and she got a PhD from Cambridge, and no one likes her. She got good marks, even though they are trying to give her less marks. But she got very good marks, and she wanted to pursue her career as a scientist, and she is our Rosalind Franklin. So she has huge aspirations to become a scientist, and you know what is her first job after getting a degree, PhD from Cambridge? Her first job is a lab technician, because the person was not ready to give her the scientific officer position, because she is a girl. That's the problem. So thankfully, anyway, Rosalind met Maurice Wilkinson, and he given a lab technician in charge in his lab. So she started working on the same problem. What is the structure of DNA? Because this is a hot topic. Many people try to understand this story of DNA. Right? So what she did was a small experiment. She took the X-rays and she kept the DNA, nucleus in a small cassette. So the idea is, if you want to know the structure of any object, take photos in multiple angles. Take one photo like this, you will get a photo, in rectangle. You got a photo like this, shallow. Then you take one more photo. Now tilting it. Now you got something like this. Now you can 3D construct the two angles to get a 3D structure of anything. So what our Rosalind did was, she took the nucleus of the cell and she bombarded it with the X-rays and she got a shadow. The shadow is an X. Very, very interesting discovery. What structure will make an X in the shadow? What type of structure can make an X shape? So this is her own notes. After taking conducting this experiment, she said that we already know that DNA has ATGC, so she already started writing this molecule structure of adenine thiosin, and she notes it. Next layer says to perhaps, therefore it might be a helix. So she understood it might be a helical structure. Okay. So this is one 4 chains arranged helical structure. So she started understanding the beauty of her DNA. Then unfortunately, because of the prolonged exposure to the X-ray, she got an ovarian cancer and she was off the lab. For 6 months she is not in the lab, she is undergoing the treatment. And let us see her own conclusion. This is her conclusion. So she thought that it might be a very big helix in several chains, phosphates on outside, phosphate inter-helical bonds distracted by water, phosphate links available to proteins. This is the exact, almost 70 to 80% picture of DNA. We have phosphate bond, we have a sugar base, and we have a nitrogen base, right? Yeah, this is the discovery of Rosalind Franklin, who did in the silent room. She is the first one in the world to know the structure of DNA. So this is how X shadow contributes to the helical shape. So this is the Rosalind Franklin's photo 51. It is one of the most important photo taken in the human history, they used to say. This photo cracked the fuzzing of DNA actually. So yeah, she has taken a photo 51, that is X, and unfortunately she got ovarian cancer and she is in the hospital. At that time, 2 students from another university, they are also working on this problem, this DNA problem, what is the structure of DNA. And those 2 students, one day they met Maurice Wilkinson. Okay, so this is Maurice Wilkinson and this is James Watson and Francis Crick. He is Francis Crick. So Francis Crick met Wilkinson and he asked, can you, I heard that you are also your lab technician working on this DNA nucleus working. So can we visit your lab? And he started saying, she's useless, she's dumb, you can obviously come to our lab. And they came to their lab. So these are the 2 friends, James Watson and Francis Crick. They went to their lab, okay, to Maurice Wilkinson's lab. And you know what happened next, right? Yes. Yeah. So they saw the photo 51 and they understood the structure of DNA. Within 3 days, they have completed the exact structure of DNA. And they became the global scientists. They became the global celebrities, and Watson and Crick breakthrough in the structure of DNA. So overnight they became celebrities. But who, and you know that? So the highest honor a scientist can get is a Nobel Prize. And do you know who received the Nobel Prize? It is received by James Watson, Francis Crick, who is the 3rd person? Maurice Wilkinson, who is just a lab technician but not the actual scientist and conductor. Who was supposed to get the prize? Rosalind Franklin. Actually, she should get the first prize and other 2 should be the co-authors of the discovery. But that has not happened. You know what is the reason? Because she is a woman and she don't deserve a prize in the scientific community. Yeah, this is very painful. So the Nobel Prize has been awarded to the, these 3 people, but not to the Rosalind Franklin. That is the biggest betrayal in science that happened just because of gender discrimination. And also, another very painful thing is, when James Watson wrote his own autobiography book, he was started, sarcastically telling that she's not capable. See, all these people have a mindset that women are not good. So, what he said is Rosie. Clearly, Rosie had to go in her bed. Rosie don't know much. Not even Rosalind Franklin. Rosie. So, there's a problem. So, anyway, Rosalind Franklin, if she is alive, she might get another birthday, but she passed away in 1958. So, there is a famous joke on the betrayal in DNA discovery. So this is what exactly happened, right? It is the Rosalind's one and James Watson. Yeah, this is what exactly happened in this case. So it is the contribution of Rosalind Franklin that we are studying DNA, and she has many such a motivated lady she was. So some of the quotes of her include, science for me gives a partial explanation for life. Insofar as it was, it's based on fact, experience, and experiment. She was dedicated herself to the science actually. So science and everyday life cannot and should not be separated. So just like we are doing everyday work, and science should be an everyday task. That is what things will work out. And definitely had a passion lead to the discovery of DNA. And just like the shape of DNA is twisted ladder, even the story is twisted, right? And just I want to tell you some more interesting thing. So after that, in 2021, after COVID, today we have a new groundbreaking tool. In 2012, they discovered two ladies. One was Emmanuel Charpenter and another one is Jennifer Doudna. So fantastic discovery. The discovery is a single bacteria. Can a single bacteria have an immune system? It's not possible, right? Eukaryotes can have immune system, but a single celled bacteria can have an immune system? It cannot. But interestingly, these bacteria, whenever the bacteria fridge, the virus coming to attack them, these bacteria are killing the virus. They are understanding the virus and they are killing the viral genes just like an immune system. But how is it possible? This is one of the puzzling problem in science. How can a single bacteria understood the genome of a virus and how it is attacking the viral genes whenever it's trying to kill the bacteria? Then they came to know, these scientists, these two girls, they started, they started working on the genes and they found something called a very interesting region in the genes of bacteria. That is clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. CRISPR, simple. Clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. Or there is a clustered group of genes repeated, and once they started sequencing the genes, these genes are exactly the genes of the virus attacking them. So they understood, okay, the bacteria maintaining the gene of a virus to understand its regions, okay? And now this bacteria started attacking the particular viral genes with some enzymes, particularly gene scissors. So now we can use this system for a precise cutting of genes, which is not possible previously. Previously, when we are trying to cut a gene, it is also causing some mutations, some off-target cutting happening. But this bacteria understood the precise cutting. Now, what these people did, if that is the case, can I able to cut the insulin gene precisely in a human? Then I can extract the insulin. Maybe she was diabetic, you are healthy. I will take your gene, precisely cutting your gene, and I can incorporate in her. So she is no more diabetic. A permanent solution to the genetic disorders. Sickle cell anemia patient. We know that sickle cell anemia bone marrow has an issue. Take a healthy hemoglobin gene, destroy the stem cells from the patient, then take the best genes from you and now we are not even transplanting other patients. We are re-engineering their own DNA. So there is no more transplantation complication. So yeah, CRISPR became a groundbreaking discovery. Maybe in future, if we have a cancer, the mother will take the cancer child to a hospital and child will start crying that the child don't want the injection. Child will cry for, Mama, I don't want the injection. Then her mother words might be like this: don't worry, it's just a cancer, you will get cured by an injection. So there is a future where we can cure a cancer with an injection. I mean, when I say injection, that injection will have the CRISPR targeted genes. So yeah, all these are possible because of these two women. They are Christopher and Jennifer Dodd. They discovered something called CRISPR, cluster-based short palindromic repeats, whatever it's the same thing. So it has a tremendous applications. It can kill cancer. It can, where disease-resistant crops, targeted therapies. It is more safety, and even there are some ethical considerations that we'll discuss later. Actually, China did this experiment. CRISPR still has some issues, 0.03% error happening in the CRISPR. But one Chinese scientist, he utilized CRISPR and he made a babies, and unfortunately, human research is not banned internationally. But he made this one, and we got two twins in China. They are born. Now we don't know what's going on them. They completely hide them, and unfortunately, there are some issues with those two children. But these Chinese people, they are very want to make everything bad. Anyway, that's a different story. So the Nobel Prize was the 2020 Nobel Prize was awarded to these two people. Okay, Emmanuel Charpentier and Christopher Dorner. At least today we have we are valuing the women in science. Not only this, there is only one woman who got two Nobel Prize in two different science fields. Only one so far in past 150 years. And you know who is she? Only one, not woman, only one person, one human. That is Mary Curie actually. So Mary Curie had a Nobel Prize in physics, and she also had a Nobel Prize in chemistry actually. So yeah, be less curious about people and more curious about ideas. Now why I am saying this, because we all are really, especially for boys and girls also, there's no difference. You are so worried about your relationships, but you are not worried about your future and the real world problems, and to resolve real world problems. These people, they didn't care about the relations, they cared about the problems, they cared about resolving persisting issues in the society. And they really saved millions of, we all are healthy today because of their contributions. Right? So they made the future. They made a sustainable, healthy future. All these are possible because they are dedicated themselves. And we today, at that time, they don't have ChatGPT, they don't have this computer, they don't have these notes, they don't have this presentation. All they are doing is a pure hardcore science, going to libraries, understanding, turning the pages, and there is no tutor to teach them properly. Because all areas are new fields. No one knows exactly. And the best people will be somewhere across the world, maybe Einstein, everywhere in these different worlds, Germany, many parts, and you can't travel as easy as today. Getting a flight ticket, there is no IRCTC app to book a ticket. So yeah, days are challenging and they did it. So it's not India, at least in India, I don't know what might happen. Okay, I just want to tell in India. If you think that we are very good people, foreigners are do betrayal of women, but we are very good. We had all goddess by women gods are there. No, damn people, damn Indians, I just want to tell you. We have practiced something called Sati Sangama, and we should not praise ourselves that we are good. In India, we have a practice that if your husband died, the woman should, the husband will be on a fire pit and the woman must jump in the fire pit. Huh? She should be reunited with the husband in the heaven. Yeah, we practice it literally. Maybe previous 50 years ago also these things happened, and now it's no more. We scientific development came and we eradicated such practices. But this is the history. These things happen. So women were, in all cultures, women has been discriminated. This happened. All gods are males. All women will be portrayed as a part of a male descendant. Actually, it is the woman who given birth to male, right? Interestingly, the Eve came first. Adam came first, not Eve.
Yes. Adam came first.
Yeah, not Eve.
Yes.
So there's an issue with even theologians. There's a problem. Anyway, that's a different story. So what I want to tell was, there's a very good ending to this story. So it's not India, it's a foreign, and they made a Rosalind Franklin University. See, they made an entire university contributing purely on molecular research. And if you see the university emblem, the logo, see what is the logo? That is photo 51, a shadow, an X. So yeah, and I'm very happy to see that there is a next generation young aspirant, probably standing in front of Rosalind Franklin and her contributions in science. So this is what we need. This is what the future must be. And it's an England, not India. And how they contributed to Rosalind Franklin. So this is how they contributed. There is a Rosalind Franklin in the currency, showcasing the respect. So yes, Rosalind Franklin is the brightest lady. And in last year, India achieved a fantastic task that no one landed on the south pole of Moon. There is North Pole and South Pole. Landing on South Pole is very tough. Who is the leading team of that South Pole landing team? I just wanted to show you the ISRO leading team that made the rocket to land on South Pole. And this is the team. All team members are women actually. They made it possible. The ISRO, yeah. So it is because of women scientists who successfully landed across the world actually. It's a global achievement, not India's actually. So yes, so and also in India we got a very good reforms recently that we got a women reservation bill. So previously there is very less women present in the parliament, but they increased the reservation seats to the women, which is a very good initiative by Indian government. So Lok Sabha passed this women reservation bill. So things are very bright, and I just want to show you very properly that who is the current president of India. Not prime minister. You know the prime minister. Can you guess who is the current president? And she is a woman. She is Draupadi Murmu. So yeah, she is the current president of India. You don't know her?
No.
You haven't seen. She came from very very poor background, and she did it actually from a very very black background. So yeah,
She is the president of India.
she is the
Why
president
not?
of India.
I only see that flag.
Yeah, today we have a woman prime minister of India. So this is all about the story of the Thank you. You got some motivation, right? See, when we are studying, we should get a passion to the subject, not just to get marks or getting out of this university. Are we going to contribute to the society? Are we going to change the lives? We can't do it. This useless of being alive.
We will try our best to change the society.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
And so this is for today's session.
What is the problem with your president? Why doesn't she show up?
Sure.
Why only the PM?